Oh, I was saying I don't see anybody else,
Okay.
but I forgot. I think on the phone you can't.
You're
I
not
think,
driving, are you?
huh?
You're not driving, are you?
No, I am parked. You cannot write me a ticket. I'm just trying to see where I'm gonna set my phone so I can write. All right. Um, Holly, I'm just gonna let you call him
Okay.
because I don't know how to, let me see, toggle between the two, and I don't want to lose my connection.
Okay. You want to
Okay.
make your announcement and then they'll let me know which one is going first.
All right. Hold on 1 second.
And Judge, well, good afternoon now. If I may, I just had a quick question.
Yes.
So I had a client, Tyler Golbus, who was supposed to be on originally at 11 a.m., then they said 2 p.m. Now it looks
Uh-huh.
like the ASG might have kicked it over as a felony. And so so I don't hang out here forever. I just want to get confirmation and see, is Mr. Golbus in fact on the 11 o'clock calendar now?
Thank you. State versus Kendrick property, same point, is that correct?
What is his
Right.
last name?
That's Gulbis, Gulb as in boy, is.
He's not on this calendar. Or she isn't on this calendar. So.
Okay.
Hey, let me
Did they say
let me
what?
look in Odyssey real quick. I'll see where your client is. Give me one moment.
Howard,
I
I'm
just
It
checked
was
on
a,
Odyssey.
excuse me, we transferred that to the DA this morning, and they say it will be on the felony calendar for tomorrow because it kind of got kind of late.
Okay. He's been there since yesterday, but
It won't be
did y'all
Riverside.
upgrade the charge to something else, or
We did.
okay?
Mr.
Do you
Walker,
mind if I ask what
Mr.
you?
Walker, can you hear? Mr.
Hey,
Walker.
yes. So the charge was upgraded to felony terroristic threats.
Okay,
The
got it.
warrant gave the indicia for that.
Understood. All right. Well, thank you so much. I guess I'll just appear tomorrow then, 11 o'clock. Thank you.
You're
All
welcome.
right. Let's see what I'm doing here. Shoot.
And Your Honor, we also inquiring about Demetrius Jackson. I don't see him on the calendar, and I didn't get an add-on for him.
An add-on calendar was sent and he is on.
Okay, thank you.
False report of a crime, he's number 1 on the add-on calendar.
Appreciative. That's the second
I
add-on.
only got one person on the add-on, Holly.
I have a
Huh?
Anderson Kilgore.
That's all I got is Kilgore.
That's all I have is Kilgore.
There's 2 add-ons, I believe.
Yeah, there's
Yes.
an additional add-on that was done. So look at the second one. You'll see
Okay, I got
Demetrius
it.
Jackson. Okay, thank you.
Is that a different charge? Hey.
Okay, Judge, if you're ready for your announcements.
I am. All right. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Regina Mincy. We're going to begin our Fulton County State Court Expedited Accusations calendar. This is a calendar for cases in which individuals have recently been arrested and charged with certain misdemeanor offenses. Soon after their arrest, the Fulton County Solicitor General's office has already accused these cases of the offenses brought against them, and the case has been bound over to the Fulton County State Court. Nevertheless, this will be the defendant's initial appearance before a state court judge, so we are able to address several matters, including bond, possible arraignment, and a possible plea offer if one has been made by the state at this juncture. I'm going to begin by advising everyone that this whole entire proceeding is being recorded as well as live streamed on YouTube, so govern yourselves accordingly. I want to remind the defendants that you have certain constitutional rights. The first being that you have a right to have representation. At this juncture, you should know who your attorneys are by now. You also have a right to remain silent. Remember that anything that you state about the facts, the circumstances, and the occurrences of your case can and will be used against you. The solicitors are here and they're listening. All right, who do we have first, deputies?
This is going to be add-on 1. Ms. Kilgore.
Okay.
Okay, actually it's number 2 on the add-on calendar. Shalik Anderson Kilgore, case number 24 CR 000050G. Charged with theft by receiving stolen property.
Okay. Pretrial.
Yes, I gotta go get my notes. I'll be right back.
Oh, you're gonna talk about me making sure I wasn't driving and then you forgot your notes. Okay. All right. He owes me lunch for that one.
And also, before we get started, Your Honor, the reset date for the SAP
Oh, yes.
calendar is January the 16th.
All right. January 16th. Thank you. Forgot to ask you that.
Your Honor, the state has this as a first arrest. However, it's a simultaneous arrest with a possession of cocaine and marijuana less than an ounce here in Fulton County as well. But brief facts
Okay.
of the case is that on December 6th, Sergio Holland reported that he had parked his, I guess, company vehicle, Green Queen pest control work vehicle, and returned to discover 2 cellular phones missing out of the cup holder, iPhone 13 and an Android. On December 17th, the officer received a pawn notification from the Kroger Allen Cascade location that a gray iPhone was pawned using the defendant's license, and a photo was taken. The defendant pawned it for a whopping $30. During the non-custodial interview, the defendant admitted to pawning it on December 6th, which is actually the same day it was stolen, as a means to get rid of it, which were her own words. She advised that the phone was in good condition at the time of pawning and admitted that it was not reasonable for a person to pawn a phone that ranged in value from $1,200 to $629 for only $30. Your Honor, given the limited criminal history, the nature of the crime, the recommendation is a signature bond through the jail, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons. And the victim in this case is actually the business, so we don't necessarily have to sound for them. But the incident location is 590 Cascade Avenue Southwest, Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay. And that address, are you requesting a stay away or
No,
where
I
is
just
that?
wanted to state it for the record. That's the
Okay.
Kroger. Yeah.
Okay, the Kroger on Cascade. Okay. All right. All right. PD, let's see, which one?
Atai.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Yes, Your Honor. I have no objection to the signature bond through the jail.
Okay. All right. I am going to grant $1,000 signature bond through the jail. I'm going to order no drugs, alcohol, weapons, or guns while on bond. And that's it. Is that it?
That's
That's
it.
it. Your Honor.
That's an easy first one. Okay.
Okay. Jill, who do we have next?
It's gonna be the other add-on, Mr. Jackson, Demetrius Jackson.
Okay. Next we have Demetrius Jackson, case number 24 CR 000051E, charged with false report of a crime.
All right. Pre-trial. Are you back?
Yeah, I'm 10 total. Last was 2022, possession of marijuana. 2017, obstruction conviction. 2018, resisting conviction. Failed to appear, that was it. His
Your Honor,
level was level 2, if you know.
Okay.
Your Honor, facts of this case is that on September 25th, 2023, the defendant reported a cargo theft out of to the Fairburn Police Department. The defendant advised that he parked his tractor trailer on September 23rd at 7860 Sonoa Road. He stated that the trailer contained 3 Honda ATVs. He advised that he returned to the tractor on the 25th and observed the lock was cut from the trailer and the ATVs were missing. However, on September 23rd, the reported ATVs were delivered to Mid-South Steel at 4301 Roosevelt Highway in College Park, Georgia 30349. And actually, the ATVs were sold by the defendant to a buyer at that location. Your Honor, given the criminal history, he has several arrests for fleeing, and several fraud and theft-based crimes. And he was simultaneously arrested for the cargo theft and felt in Superior Court. The recommendation is a signature bond through the pretrial services and no alcohol, drugs, or weapons.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. This is Georgetta Glaves, and as I was retained for Mr. Jackson. How are you doing this afternoon, Judge?
I am good. How are you?
I am doing fine, Your Honor. I will make sure my entry is filed today, but I do represent Mr. Jackson. I did appear for him this morning before Judge Hughes on the felony, and he did get a level 2 UJR. I guess that's the other name for signature bond judge. So I appreciate the state's position and pretrial. No objection to the signature bond, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. I will grant a 2,500 signature bond. Does he work?
He does, Judge. He's a truck driver. He's married and he's a father of 3 children. So he does work, Judge. That's the only concern. Judge Hughes, I had asked and she granted a Zoom report in because he's a truck driver and he does would require some obligation from the court, agreement from the court to allow him to report rather than in person.
Right. And that's exactly where I was going with that. So I will, and he's how old?
He is 32 years old, Your Honor, and he was
Okay.
born in Georgia.
Okay. I'm going to do the 2,500 SOB through the jail. I don't know that I need him to report. Guess we need him out there working. And I'm sure you will make sure he comes back to court. So
I will, Your Honor. I appreciate
right.
it, Judge.
And no drugs, alcohol, weapons, or guns while on bond. Do you want him to stay away from that location, state or not?
No, there's no reason for him to stay away from that location, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. That'll be it. 2,500.
Thank you so much. Your Honor, may
All
I
right,
just
you're
put my information, my email information in the chat so I can get a copy of the bond order?
Right.
Thank you.
Yes. I think Miss Holly will see
Yes.
that, but I don't know. Do we email them to council? I shouldn't say that before I say the wrong
We
thing.
normally don't, but you could go ahead and put the information in there and I'll make sure you get it.
I appreciate it so much, Ms. Holly. Thank you so much to the
You're
court and
Yes.
Mr. Prosecutor, I appreciate you.
All
May I be
right. Thank
excused,
you.
Judge?
Yes, you may. Have a good one.
Thanks, you too, Your Honor. Take care.
You too.
Who do we have next?
Yes, Your Honor, this is going to be position number 1 on the regular calendar, Ms. Brown.
Okay. Next, we have Demetria Denise Brown, case number 24 CR 000044F, charged with simple battery.
Third arrest, 2020, possession of marijuana. 2016, affray, trespass conviction. Level 1.
You got a brief facts of the case is that on January 2nd, 2020, this is 2024, obviously, the officer was dispatched to a fight in progress at 538 Lee Street Southwest here in Fulton County, Georgia. Upon arrival, they spoke with the victim, Angela Phillips, traditional spelling, who advised that she and the defendant got into an argument. The victim advised that they exchanged words and the defendant punched her in the face. The witness, Antasia Lankford, advised the same chain of events as the victim. Also, camera 3 captured the incident and it advised and corroborated the victim's chain of events as well. Our office has been able to get in contact with the victim. She advised that she is the assistant manager at Church's Chicken. She confirmed the events in the warrant. She states that the defendant has since been fired as a result of the incident, and there should be no contact and a stay away from that location. Your Honor, the recommendation from the state is a signature bond through the pretrial services, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons, no contact with the victim, Angela Phillips, and if you can sign for her in accordance with Marcy's law, and a stay away from that incident location, which is that Church's Chicken, I believe, located on Lee Street at 538 Southwest, and the completion of an anger management course. And so if we could just sound for Ms. Phillips at this time.
All right. Angela Phillips, are you on the Zoom call? Angela Phillips.
You're muted, Ms. Phillips.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi. Would you like to address the court today briefly? Or
Yes,
is there
ma'am.
anything else? There's nothing else you need to add. You don't have to, but we'll give you that opportunity.
I don't want to add anything else.
Okay, that's fine. We appreciate you for coming on. And you can mute yourself and listen to the proceedings and then hear my order in a few minutes, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. All right,
You're
Miss
welcome.
Atai.
Yes, Your Honor. My client is a 30-year-old mother of 5 minor children, ages 2 to 13. She was gainfully employed as a cook at Church's Chicken, or a cashier, sorry, and a cook at Spellman, but has been off because of the winter break. The warrant, she does deny the allegations in the warrant, and even the warrant states that she left the location to de-escalate and was followed outside by the complaining witness. She does state that the complaining witness was the first aggressor and wished to escalate the situation. She has been fired from her job, as you heard, but she does have these 5 minor children to care for and needs to get back to any job that she can. So I am going to ask for a signature bond through the jail. She has very limited history, no violent history. So I would object to any anger awareness. I think the warrant makes it clear that she was being antagonized. She was followed outside of the location when she tried to leave. So I am requesting a signature bond through the jail.
And if I could just correct the record, an affray, which is a conviction, is violence, and the simple battery is violence.
Okay,
That's the charge today.
all right.
The simple battery is not the charge today. It was the charge in 2016. But
I
affray
didn't see that on the pretrial report.
No. All right. I do understand. She has the children. I'm going to order a signature bond through the jail, and that amount will be $2,500. And I'm going to order no drugs, alcohol, weapons, or guns while on bond. And I thought maybe in anger management, but we'll just wait down the road. But I will not order that so that she doesn't have to pay for that.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mhm.
Next, y'all, we're gonna go to position number 9, Miss Steve, position number 9.
Position number 9 is Gretchen Steed, case number 24 CR 00038A, charged with simple battery, family violence.
Third arrest, 2012 sale of marijuana, 2012 DUI, level 1.
Okay.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. On the evening of January 2nd, law enforcement responded to the location at 6851 Roswell Road. Spoke with the victim, Mr. Joseph Negard, Negard, who stated that he had an argument with the accused, Miss Gretchen Steed, who was his fiance, excuse me, and they were arguing over his cell phone. His cell phone had fallen to the floor. When he reached over to pick it up, Miss Steed kicked him, causing him to fall into the kitchen chair, resulting in a laceration to his ear. The victim also stated that they've lived together for 4 years. Our office was in touch with the victim, tell us that they live together at the incident location. They have no children together. He confirmed the events in the warrant, but stated he does not want to press charges. The victim stated this has never happened before, and he is not in fear of the defendant and wants to continue contact. The state's recommendation, however, is a signature bond through pretrial services, 1-day anger management, no contact with Mr. Negard, stay away from the location. And I do believe the victim is going to be appearing on Zoom, so if we can sound for the victim.
All right. Is Mr. Joseph Negard on the Zoom? Mr. Joseph Negard. Nope. Yes. Okay. There you are. Mr. Negard, do you wish to address the court today? Can you hear me? Oh, you're muted, Mr. Negard. I can't hear you.
Can you
There
hear
you
me,
go.
ma'am? Your
Now I
Honor?
can. Yes. Do you wish to make a brief announcement to the court today, a brief statement rather?
Yes, ma'am. Questions.
Hold on a second. I need to swear you in first. Raise your right hand for me. Do you affirm that the testimony that you're about to give is the truth and nothing but the truth under the penalty of perjury?
I swear.
Okay, thank you. All right. Are you in fear of Miss Graham? I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Miss Steed.
No,
Gretchen
ma'am.
Steed.
I'm not.
All right. And do you want to still have contact with Miss Steed?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And this, we haven't gone 24 hours yet, have we, Mr. Graham?
No, ma'am. It happened at, I believe it was 8 or 10 p.m. last night.
Well, I do have some concerns. You know,
Yes, ma'am.
usually we want to make sure that everything is cooled down and that you know, there won't be any more incidents between you. But since you're on this call in this Zoom court, rather, stating that you want to have contact, I'm going to order a $2,500 signature bond, but I'm going to order it through pretrial level 1. And I don't know what type of work she does. So I don't know, Mr. Cook, this is your case.
Yes, Your Honor. She owns, I think, a beauty store in Sandy Springs and does some other retailing there.
Okay.
This is her name is on the property. I don't believe the Mr. Negard's name is on the property, but they have been living together for about 4 years. My understanding from his testimony that he wants continued contact, so maybe no violent contact would be the appropriate order.
Okay. I'll order no further violent contact. 2,500 signature bond through pretrial level 1. If she is running a business and needs to call in, I will allow call in so that it doesn't interrupt her job. No drugs, alcohol, weapons, or guns while on bond. And no further violent contact. And that should be it.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. All right. You're welcome.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Who do we have next?
Next is going to be position number 11, Ms. Wilson.
Position number 11 is Jasmine Wilson, case number 24 CR 000042F, charged with battery family violence.
First arrest, jail was the recommendation.
Okay. State.
Thank you, Your Honor. Just before midnight on January 2nd, law enforcement was dispatched to the location at 183 Mount Zion Road, apartment 2013, in reference to a domestic dispute. The officer made contact with each party and spoke to them separately. The accused, Ms. Jasmine Wilson, told the officer that the father of her child, Mr. Jeremy Benjamin, arrived at her apartment unexpected while she was visiting with a neighbor, and that when she went to speak to him, the conversation became confrontational. After he pushed her on the face, she went to retrieve her firearm for protection in case he tried to hit her again, but stated she never pointed the gun at him and asked him to leave. At this point, Mr. Benjamin went to take a shower. After the shower, she asked him to leave again, and he began yelling profanities, so she became angry and threw a glass frame at him. Mr. Benjamin also confirmed that he had been out of town and did arrive home when Ms. Wilson was at a neighbor's apartment, that she began yelling at him while he was in the bathroom. He told her he would shower, then gather his belongings and leave the house. He verified that Ms. Wilson did retrieve her firearm, but that she pointed it at him and threatened to shoot him. He verified that Ms. Wilson did retrieve once he got out of the shower, Ms. Wilson continued the argument and threw the glass frame at him. The glass frame broke into a few pieces, and he was cut by the glass on his arm and face. The injuries were observed by the officer and documented on the body cam. We were in touch with the victim. He did state that they are not in a relationship. They did not live together. They do have one 10-year-old child together. Victim did confirm the events in the warrant, stated that the defendant did point the gun at him, threatened to shoot him in front of the 10-year-old child. Also stated that nothing like this has happened before. He's unsure if he's currently in fear of the defendant, that he does want contact with the child, and that he has left the residence has no plans to return. Recommendation from the state, it's a $15,000 surety bond, anger management course, no contact with Mr. Benjamin, no drugs, weapons, or alcohol. And I do believe the victim is on Zoom, if we can call for the victim.
All right. Mr. Jeremy Benjamin. Jeremy Benjamin.
I'm here.
Okay. Do you wish to briefly address the court today?
Yes.
All right. I need to see you to talk to you. All right. Raise your right hand for me. And could you take your hood off, please? All right. Thank you. Do you affirm that the testimony that you're about to give is the truth and nothing but the truth under the penalty of perjury?
Yes.
Okay. Put your hand down. Do you want to have any further contact with Miss Jasmine Wilson?
Non-violent.
All right. And are you in fear of Miss Wilson?
No.
Okay. And you all do reside together or you don't?
We did, but obviously after the situation, I packed my belongings and I'm no longer there.
All right. And you have a 10-year-old child?
Yes.
Okay. And you're actively involved in your child's life?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have a third party that could facilitate visitation without you having any contact with Miss Wilson?
Well, I just relocated up here from Florida. She mainly has family up here. I really don't. So I don't know if her and her mother would be open to it.
Well, it couldn't be her, but her mother.
Well, her mother is what I'm saying.
Okay. All right, let me hear from the PD's office, PD Cook first, and then I'll give a ruling. You can mute yourself. Thank you.
Okay.
Your Honor, we're fine with any kind of limitation on contact. I think you probably need to work, obviously, the visitation with the child through a third party, but we don't have any problem with any kind of no contact provision. She does deny the allegations in the warrant, and her position is he was the aggressor, and started the altercation. We would be looking. My client is 29 and works for the Federal Reserve here in town, and has two daughters. Excuse me, a son and a daughter, both 7 years old, and so we need to be cognizant of our financial situation. We would ask for a signature only bond through pretrial, if that's what the court favors.
Okay. And I think the state's recommendation was a $15,000 surety bond. Was that the state's recommendation?
Yes, Your Honor.
SG Graham?
Yes, Your Honor.
That was because of the gun, I assume?
Yes, Your Honor.
There's no charge of cruelty or anything?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, just the one charge of battery family violence.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Since it is her first arrest, she has employment. We want her to hopefully not lose her job. I will grant a $8,000 signature bond through pretrial. I will allow it to be level 1. I will allow call in. I'm going to order the 1-day anger awareness course. No drugs, alcohol, weapons, or guns while on bond. If she has a gun, she needs to turn it in to the sheriff's department immediately on her release. If she has any guns. So she should not have a gun in her possession. I'm going to order visitation with the victim and the 10-year-old daughter, as long as it's facilitated by a third party. And I'm going to order no further contact with the defendant and the victim right now. And I think that's it. Did I leave out anything?
I think that's it.
Okay. All right. And thank you. I don't know. I can't see everybody, Mr. Benjamin.
What was that contact?
No further contact.
No further.
And what was the amount?
8,000.
This for Wilson, right?
Yes, level 1.
Okay,
Mhm.
thank you.
Next is gonna be position number 12, Ms. Woods, Nicole Woods.
Position number 12, Nicole Woods, case number 24 CR 000049H. Charged with battery, family violence.
What the rest? Last was 98 for simple battery, level 1.
Okay.
Thanks, Your Honor. On January 1st, law enforcement was dispatched to the location at 3939 Carriage House Court in East Point in reference to a fight. Upon arriving at the scene, the officer met with the victim, Miss Lakeithia, Lakeithia Garner, who told him that her roommate, Miss Nicole Woods, the accused mushed her face and scratched her underneath the eye. Miss Garner told the officer that Miss Woods was upset, that Miss Garner's child was drawing on the floor with a marker, that Miss Woods told the child to shut up, and Miss Garner told her not to speak to the child in that way. That is when Miss Woods got in her face and made contact. Miss Garner pushed her hand away. Miss Woods slipped and fell, and she got on top of her to restrain Miss Woods from hitting her any further. At that time, Miss Garner's boyfriend came downstairs and pulled her off of Miss Woods. Miss Woods did verify the events leading up to the physical altercation, but said that Miss Garner got in her face, and then they started tussling. Miss Woods could not remember how the physical altercation started or what happened during the tussle. The officer did observe a scratch under the eye of Miss Garner that appeared to swell during the course of the interview. We were able to contact the victim. She states that the defendant is the grandmother of the child, that they lived together at the incident location. The victim confirmed the events in the warrant, stated that this is the first time she and the defendant have had a physical altercation, that she is not in fear of the defendant, but does not wish to have any contact with her. The victim asked that she would like for the defendant to stay away until she's able to leave the residence. The state is recommending a signature bond through pretrial 1-day anger management course, no contact with Ms. Lakeithia Garner, stay away from the location until she's able to leave the residence, no drugs, weapons, or alcohol. The victim did indicate she'd be on Zoom, so if we can call sound for the victim.
All right. Miss Lakeithia Garner, are you on the Zoom call? Lakeithia Garner?
Yes, I am, but I don't wish to speak. I'm currently at work as well.
Okay. All right. Thank you for your time. PD Cook, I am going to order that signature bond, so you can tell me what else you need to tell me.
The site of the incident, the 3939 Carriage House Court, is under the defendant's name, Miss Woods. She denies many of the allegations in the warrant. This was really precipitated by Miss Garner's continual contact with the man that allegedly pulled her off, Miss Woods. She has brought him into the household to some extent against Miss Woods' wishes, and that is where the argument began. Again, we have no problem, in fact, desire no further contact. The question would be how much time is Lakeithia Garner going to stay with her boyfriend in Miss Wood's home?
Okay, Miss Garner.
Yes.
Okay, where are you? I need to see you to talk to you.
Give me one moment.
Okay.
It's giving me an issue with pulling up my camera since I have to go to my privacy and settings.
Is that you with a black bonnet on?
No, ma'am.
Oh, that's not you. Okay.
One
That's
moment
someone
here.
else. Well, I may let you go ahead and answer the question in the interest of time. This location, is it apartment or rental that's in the defendant's name?
Judge,
Miss
she
Garner?
signed off. She's coming back in right now.
Oh, she's coming back. Okay.
Yeah, I had to change the privacy settings. I'm here.
Okay, raise your right hand for me. Do you affirm that the testimony that you're about to give is the truth and nothing but the truth under the penalty of perjury?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And so you can put your hand down. Is this location, which is I wrote that is Carriage House, 3939 Carriage House Court. Is that location in the name of the defendant, Nicole Woods?
Yes, ma'am.
And your name is not on it at all?
No, ma'am.
And what's the relationship? You all are roommates or friends or?
It was a friendship or a relationship, with for the kids or whatever, until January 1st, when it escalated.
Okay. And so are you still living there?
Yes, ma'am. I've already paid the rent for January, my portion of it.
Okay, so you don't intend to leave anytime soon, or at least
Not at the
not
moment.
January. Okay.
And I did want to correct, I guess,
Uh-huh.
Mr. Cook. My boyfriend does not live here. He was here for New Year's Eve, just for the holiday, and left the following day when the incident happened. It hasn't been back since.
Okay. All right. Mr. Cook, I'm not sure if you know the answer. Can your client find somewhere else to go stay? I think there definitely needs to be a cooling off period here.
I don't have an answer. It's a difficult situation given her financial resources. At the moment, she doesn't have a particular place to go. But as I said, we're disputing the facts, and it is her home. Well, the alleged victim is guest, basically, and
I get it, but I have to make sure that the victim is safe. Maybe we can do a bond modification. You all can do a bond modification next month if we have evidence that the victim has moved from the residence. But if not, unfortunately, I'm not going to allow Miss Woods to go back just yet. But I will give her a signature bond through the and did you tell me she works or what did you tell me? PD Cook.
yes, I'm working.
Okay.
She's self-employed. She's a licensed massage therapist and also has training in natural medicine and 2
Okay.
degrees in that subject.
Okay. All right, and Ms. Garner, do you want any contact with Ms. Woods?
Not at the moment.
Okay, and are you in fear of Ms. Woods?
No, I'm not in fear of her.
Okay. All right, I will order a $2,500 signature bond through the jail. I'm going to order a stay away from 3939 Carriage House Court. No further contact with the victim, Lakeithia Garner. No drugs, alcohol, weapons, or guns while on bond. And I believe that will be it for now. Anything else, counsel? Did I leave out anything?
Your Honor, given that it's uncertain when she'll be able to go back into her home, could she have a one-time visit with accompanied by law enforcement to get what she needs to proceed?
Yes. Yes, I will order a one-time law enforcement escort to return to the property to retrieve any personal belongings.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. All right.
Who do we have next?
Next, we're gonna have position number 2, Mr. Jarvis Bush. Position number 2.
Position number 2, Jarvis Bush, case number 24 CR 000045E, charged with theft by taking.
11 adult arrests, 2022 forgery, fraud, vehicle theft, 2022 possession of a Schedule 4, possession of a firearm by convicted felon, identity theft fraud, 2020 obstruction, possession by a convicted felon, 2018 probation, 2018 possession of meth conviction, level 3.
Okay.
Your Honor, brief facts of the case is on December 30th, 2023, the officer was dispatched to 3824 Harbor Lake Parkway which is in Fairburn, in reference to an argument between a male and a female. Upon arrival, they made contact with the victim. In this case, looks like Sparkle Patton, Patton, who advised that she had gotten into an argument with her ex-boyfriend in reference to him not wanting to accept the fact that she was moving on. The victim advised that they were arguing and things got heated, so she called 911. She advised that while she was waiting for the officers to arrive, the defendant then took her phone and walked out of her apartment. The victim advised that she asked for her phone back, and the defendant obviously refused to give it back. The victim advised that she could track her phone from her tablet. She provided a real-time image of her phone traveling on I-85 North, and shortly thereafter, the tracking on the phone was lost due to the defendant turning it off. Our office has not been able to get in contact with the victim in this case, so if you can sound for her. But the recommendation from the state, given he also has I don't know if it was stated, but he has a 2022 grand theft auto, forgery, and fraud, and various other charges arrest out of Florida. And so we're not sure about his ties to the community, I guess. But the recommendation is a signature bond through the pretrial services, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons, no contact with the victim, Ms. Patton, and a stay away from that Fairburn location. Again, that's 3824 Harbor Lake Parkway.
Okay.
And if we could sign for Ms. Patton.
All right, Ms. Patton. You're on the call. I see someone matching that name. Okay. Do you wish to address the court today, Ms. Patton?
Yeah, well, my phone, I retrieved my belongings or whatever. So,
hold on a second. Let me swear you in. Do you affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth and nothing but the truth under the penalty of perjury?
yes.
Okay. All right. And are you in fear of Mr. Jarvis Bush?
No.
And do you want to still have contact with Jarvis Bush?
Yes.
Okay. Do y'all have any children together?
No.
Okay. And you're both staying at this Harbor, is it Harbor Lake?
Well, actually, I was in the process of moving. That was actually like my last day there. So we're no longer reside at that location. I'm in California.
Okay. And obviously he's here. Okay. Are you from California?
Yes.
Okay. All right. And so this location, is it still rented by either of you?
No, the lease is expired.
Okay. All right. Thank you for your time. Let me hear some more information and then I'll make a ruling.
Okay.
Whose case is this?
It's mine, Your Honor.
Okay.
Your Honor, my client is a 33-year-old father of two. He has lived in Georgia all his life. So he does have ties to the community. He has the two 4-year-old twin boys here that he cares for. He was recently laid off from his job at 1-800-Flowers, but is looking for employment right now. I was able to speak with Miss Patton. My client denies the allegations in the warrant and states that he didn't leave the home with the phone. He placed it in a drawer and then he left the home. I understand there's some history. He is still recommended for a UJR level 3, but I would ask for a signature on bond through the jail. The complaining witness has stated that, well, she told me that the officers who arrived gave her a card and then she found her phone and thought that the matter wasn't an issue. And so she didn't respond to the number on the card to press charges, and she wasn't aware that any charges were going to be pursued. But he is here for a theft by taking a misdemeanor charge. So I am asking for a signature bond through the jail. He was arrested on the 29th. As far as I can see. And so he spent several days in jail for this misunderstanding. And again, just a signature on bond through the jail.
Okay. I'm going to give and this was the taking of a cell phone as well?
It was only the taking of a cell phone.
Only the cell phone. Okay. I'm going to order $2,500 signature bond. I was going to say through pretrial, but I'll just do it through the jail. But 2,500 signature bond through the jail. No drugs, alcohol, weapons, or guns while on bond. And as far as the victim, let's and I don't know, did I ask you that, Miss Patton? Do you still want contact?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you said you did. I usually want a cooling down period. Is it the date on this is yesterday?
No, actually, it happened over the weekend, I believe. Maybe it was or last week. But
Well,
like I said, I'm out of town right now anyway.
Well, I hope that if you were to come back in town that there would be no further incidents to happen. So I'll go ahead with that signature bond. I will order no further violent contact. And I guess with the address, who lives at that address?
It's my best friend's name.
Okay, so it was neither of you reside there, correct?
No, she just allowed us to stay there.
Okay. All right, so no further violent contact, 2,500 SOB jail. no drugs, alcohol, weapons, or guns while on bond. And have I left off anything?
Are you gonna do a stay away from there, even though she's not there?
I'm not gonna do a stay away, just no further no
Wow.
further violent contact. Yeah, I won't do a stay away.
Okay.
All right. That should conclude this matter unless council tells me there's anything else. Nope.
Next gonna be position number 3, Mr. Michael
All
Cosby.
right, you're free to go, Miss Patton. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Position number 3, Michael Cosby, case number 24 CR 000047J, charged with criminal trespass.
True trial.
85 total.
Yeah, Your Honor.
23
Oh,
trespass at MARTA from 2023. 2023 disorderly conduct PI. 2022 same thing, Judge.
yeah, it's
Gotcha.
an overkill. A brief facts of the case is that the officer actually saw the defendant on the southbound platform at 5 Points MARTA station. He recognized him. And I guess that's how familiar he was with him. He recognized him as one of the individuals that was permanently banned. That was issued on August 1st, 2023. I think the 85 cycles speak for themselves. The last 5 cycles alone, last 5 cycles alone are all MARTA. I think that just because of the overkill nature of it, the $600 surety bond as it is set, is reasonable, I would say. No alcohol, drugs, or weapons, and obviously a continued stay away from all MARTA stations.
Okay. DD Cook. I know. Atai.
Yes. Your Honor, my client is 64 years old. He is disabled. He states that he takes 15 pills a day due to health issues. He does deny the allegations in the warrant. He would be fine with a stay away from MARTA. He does have a home. He did just get out of rehab. He states that he does have problems with alcohol addiction, but states that he would be able to stay at home and stay away from MARTA. And so I would ask, he's recommended UJR level 3. He cannot afford a bond because he only gets disability payments, and that's still pending. He doesn't get any money right now. So I would ask for a signature bond through pretrial services level 3.
And Your Honor, the only concern is that I'm inclined to agree with certain signature bonds in certain situations, but the only concern is that these are not just criminal trespasses on the MARTA; these are PIs, right? At least 2 are PIs. I don't want to say all of them are PIs, but at least 2 of the 5 are PIs, and so that's what's concerning for me as well. And then he has one of them is currently still open.
Okay. And I don't remember what type of work, if any, does Mr. Cosby do?
He doesn't work. He's disabled.
Okay. All right. I will and again, is this all MARTA or just a particular station or?
Yeah, he has a permanent ban from all MARTA as a whole anyway, even prior to this incident.
Okay. That's what I was making sure of, to not do anything to contradict that. I'm going to order a $1,500 signature bond through the jail. I'm going to order no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while on bond. And I think, is that it? Or what did I leave out?
Abide by any restrictions from MARTA?
Well, yeah, did abide by, right, the restrictions from MARTA.
It's a lifetime ban, I believe.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Uh-oh. Lifetime ban. Well, he's gonna make somebody Uber or Lyft or somebody rich.
That's a 1-year ban.
They gave
Huh?
last August, 1 year. Banned for 1 year.
Oh, not on this particular charge. You haven't.
It's the one before this one, where they gave me the year ban.
Well, if you've got to go by the
I think
MARTA
it was
ban.
last July, or last August, that they gave me the year ban.
Okay, well, whatever the MARTA ban is, want you to comply with it so you won't get arrested again. Okay.
All right.
All right. No drugs, alcohol, weapons, or guns while on bond.
Okay.
Okay.
Next is gonna be position number 5, Mr. Antonio Ivy. Oh, she'll talk.
Position number 5, Antonio Ivy, case number 24 CR 000046F, charged with giving false name, address, or birthday to law enforcement officer.
6 total. He got a burglary, possession of a knife or firearm during the commission, obstruction, felony, giving false name in his history out of the cab. 2011 burglary, possession of tools, giving false name, conviction. And before that was the 90s. That's it.
Okay.
Your Honor, the charge itself doesn't necessarily inherently create a victim, and it speaks for itself in terms of the indicia. So the recommendation from the state is a signature bond through the jail, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons.
Okay. I'll just make that a $2,500 signature bond through the jail. And no drugs, alcohol, weapons, or guns while on bond. And we don't have a victim, correct?
No, Your Honor, the state of Georgia, I guess.
Right. Do you want to add anything else, or we'll leave it as is?
We can leave it as is, Your Honor.
That'll be a pretty short one. Okay. Yep.
Your Honor, I would just like to state for the record that my client, he does have 4 minor children. He was arrested on December 29th for a seatbelt violation and has been in custody since then. He states that this have been the worst 5 days of his life. And I couldn't find anything in the warrant or the incident report states anything about the charges against my client. And he does deny the allegations, but no objection to the signature on bond through the jail.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I will, and what was the charge again?
Giving false name, address, or birth date to law enforcement officer.
All right, I will do a $1,000 signature bond through the jail. No drugs, alcohol, weapons, or guns while on bond. And I guess we don't have a victim, right? Or do we?
We don't, Your Honor.
Right. Okay. Just making sure I didn't write anything down wrong. Anything else that I need to order?
Nothing further from the state, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Next is gonna be position number 6, Mr. Willie Nash.
Okay.
Position number 6, Willie Nash, case number 24 CR 000048Y, charged with simple battery.
9th arrest, 2021 fade to appear, 2016 fade to appear. He got an open case in Superior Court, ag assault, criminal damage to property. That's it.
Okay. Okay.
Your Honor, extremely brief facts is that the defendant hit the victim's cell phone out of his hand and knocked his hat off his head. The victim is Sean Harris. The location was 1255 West Peachtree Street, Atlanta, Georgia. I do believe that we have been able to get in contact with the victim who stated, my apologies, who stated that the defendant hit his car with a MARTA bus. They pulled over to address the accident, and I guess that's when the situation took place. The victim wants no contact. I do believe that the victim may be on Zoom today. They state that they are, I guess, inherently perfect strangers as they'd never met prior to the incident. But if we can sound for Mr. Harris at the conclusion of the state's request. But the state's request in this situation is a signature bond through the jail, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons, no contact with the victim, Mr. Harris, and the completion of an anger management course.
Okay. I will order a 2,500 signature bond through the pretrial. Does Mr. Nash work? PD Cook?
He's not working at the moment. He's been laid off or on a furlough from MARTA for a while. He's not sure how long that will continue.
And if we could sound for Mr. Harris, I think he is on.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, Mr. Harris.
Hi, good afternoon, Your Honor. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Yes,
If you
ma'am.
want to say something, I need to swear you in first.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth and nothing but the truth under the penalty of perjury?
I affirm, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Put your hand down. Do you want to have any contact with Mr. Nash?
No.
Okay. And are you in fear of Mr. Nash?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Any cross-examination?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, Mr. Harris, I appreciate you for coming on. You can stay on and listen to my ruling if you have nothing else to add.
If I may add just a few, Your Honor. According to talking to Detective Hunter with MARTA Police, they advised me that Mr. Nash had given false address information, which led them to be prevented in satisfying the arrest warrant for simple battery. He gave a false address to a shopping plaza, which appeared that he had absconded from MARTA as well. And as of 2 days ago, he had a subsequent arrest for
Your Honor, this
act.
is I know this is a bond hearing, but this is a hearsay, so I'm just and I don't think it's relevant to the proceeding.
Yeah, I won't let you talk about another case, Mr. Harris, just the one that we're here for today.
Okay, I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Yeah,
the biggest thing is that he appears to be a flight risk, that he gave false information to a MARTA Police detectives.
All right. PD Cook, what does Mr. Nash do? Does he work?
He was working for MARTA. He's been he is either laid off or on a furlough, which is incarcerated right now. But when he gets out, he's not sure how soon he will get back with me. So at this point, he's effectively unemployed.
I was going to do, and I guess I still will, 2,500 signature bond through the jail. And I'm going to order no further contact with Mr. Willie Nash. No further contact in any shape, form, fashion. No.
Hold on, no further contact with who?
I'm sorry, I said the wrong name. Dr. Harris. I said the defendant, I think, in error. Sorry. No further contact with Dr. Harris. And does he already have a ban as to stay away or anything?
No, I think it's from what I read on the warrant, the incident location is kind of like somewhere at the scene of the accident. And so I don't think it needs to be a stairway.
Okay, because I was thinking it wasn't an actual location, didn't seem like it. Okay, but certainly no further contact with with Dr. Harris, and Dr. Harris, I believe that the order states that he should stay 200 yards away, 2 football fields, not to contact you, your family, friends, not to contact you at work, not through emails or in any manner whatsoever. and no drugs, alcohol, weapons, or guns while on bond. And I think, is that it, counsel? Anything else I need to add?
Nothing further from the state, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Good luck to you. Thank you, Dr. Harris, for your time.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mm-hmm.
You guys, no. Next is gonna be position number 8. It's Anthony Reardon.
Position number 8, Anthony Reardon, case number 24CR 000039C, charged with simple battery.
28 total. Last was suspended registration, suspended license. 2021 suspended license, no load. 2018 DUI conviction. This is level 3.
All right, state.
Thanks, Your Honor. Around midnight on January 2nd, Mr. Reardon entered the leasing office at his apartment complex located at 1940 Fisher Road, Southeast Atlanta. He was asked to leave when he began arguing with the staff. At that point, he pushed the victim, Mr. John Moore, and swung at him with a closed fist. The responding officer also noted that 2 receptionists in the office witnessed the incident. We have been in touch with the victim. Mr. Moore is the general manager for the apartment complex, Park Vista Apartments. The defendant is a tenant. The victim stated he has no idea why the defendant acted in this way. He never had any issues with him previously. The victim stated he's okay with the defendant returning to the apartment complex as long as he causes no other issues. He indicated he will not be attending via Zoom today. The state is recommending signature bond through pretrial services, 1-day anger management course, no contact with Mr. Moore, no drugs, weapons, or alcohol.
All right. PD Cook.
Yes, Your Honor. The alleged incident took place, I believe, perhaps in one of the apartment offices. So it would be good if he would be allowed to go back to the apartment he actually rents in the facility. And apparently there's no problem doing that, at least no issue with the management. My client is 59 years old. He's disabled. He's on SSI. We would ask for a signature bond through the jail, and just to avoid the cost of the anger management course, we would ask that not be required.
Okay. I will order $2,500 signature bond through the jail. No drugs, alcohol, weapons, or guns while on bond. And no further, I guess it would be no further violent contact with John Moore, or is he's the general manager? Because I don't know if he has to have contact in the future to pay
I
rent.
don't have to have contact with him unless he's just walking by. I'm sorry.
Okay. So I'll just order no further contact. And that means no contact at all, 200 yards away, stay 200 yards away from him. No emails, no nothing. Don't try to contact him at all.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes,
All right.
Your Honor, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Just on the logistical issue, given that he lives in the apartment complex, I'm not sure if 200 yards is a.
I actually live within 50 yards of the office itself, or not even that far, you know.
Could we do no further violent contact?
Well, I haven't heard from the victim in this case, right? Is Mr. Moore on? Is it John Moore?
I don't believe he's on, Your Honor.
Okay. And so the incident location, was that at the apartment office?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then we know that John Moore is the general manager there.
As far as I know, man, I never met him before, so yes, but I've seen him before.
Um,
He said in the report though, that I had, it was all right for me to come back to the apartment that I own, so just not to bother him, I guess. But Mr. Graham said, his thing.
Yes, Your Honor, according to the police incident report, Mr. Moore is listed as the general manager of the apartment complex.
okay. Let's just do no further violent contact because I'm unsure. I mean, most people pay those expenses online or,
Right.
something
I
like
don't
that
have-
on a website.
I do not have to have contact with.
Okay, that's good. But I'll order
Oh,
no further contact then, as opposed to violent, because Mr. Moore was not here to tell me, you know, whether or not he was still in fear. So if they want to modify the order later, they can. But right now, we'll just do no further contact with Mr. Moore. $2,500 SOP jail. No drugs, alcohol, weapons, or guns while on bond. And I think that's it. Did I leave out anything?
No.
Okay.
You done.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome.
Let's go to position number 10, Mr. Robert Watkins.
Position number 10, Robert Watkins, case number 24 CR 000041F, charged with DUI and under the influence of alcohol. Concentration is 0.08 grams or more within 3 hours or more.
Fifth arrest, 2009, 2002, 2000 DUI convictions.
And how many charges, Ms. Bridgewater?
It's only the one charge.
Oh, just the one DUI, let's say?
No,
Okay.
Under the influence of alcohol. Concentration 0.08 grams or more within 3 hours or more.
Okay. And pre-trial is telling me there's a 2002 and 2009 convictions?
And 2000.
And 2000. Wow. Okay. All right. State?
Yes, Your Honor. On the night of January 2nd, law enforcement conducted a traffic stop at the Quick Trip at 5705 Fulton Industrial Boulevard in South Fulton. After observing Mr. Watkins drive into the parking lot, stumble multiple times while walking toward the door of the gas station store, and walk in the opposite direction of his parked car when exiting the store. Mr. Watkins then drove towards the Wendy's next to the gas station and subsequently turned onto Fulton Industrial Boulevard. At that point, the officer conducted the traffic stop. After speaking with Mr. Watkins, noticing his slurred speech, glossy eyes, and the strong smell of what seemed to be alcohol, he radioed for a certified field sobriety officer. Mr. Watkins admitted to having consumed several drinks that evening, the last being just before 10 p.m. The field sobriety officer arrived and had Mr. Watkins perform a series of standardized field sobriety tests, which Mr. Watkins did not perform satisfactorily. At that point, Mr. Watkins was detained, transported to the Fairburn Police Department for a breath test. The results of that test were above the legal limit. The state is recommending signature bond through pretrial services, an alcohol and drug evaluation, no weapons, drugs, or alcohol.
Okay. Is this yours, PD Cook?
Yes, Your Honor. We don't have any objection to that recommendation.
Okay. I will order $2,500 signature bond through He doesn't, is it the jail pretrial?
That's on you.
Yeah, I don't know. You all don't have, remember we were asking
Have
before
what?
what resources you have for this charge. You may not. They'll get him
Resource you
down
looking
the
for?
road. I don't know anything on the DUI. I know you have your anger awareness classes and things of that nature. And I don't know. He probably
They
doesn't
might have some.
qualify.
They may have some alcohol drug classes or something.
Or either, you know,
You want me to
random
find out?
testing. Yeah, see if they do. If
All
not,
right, hold
you know,
on.
I may bring him out of, I won't do pretrial because
Hold
it's
on.
not going to, okay, not going to probably do any good. I'm assuming he doesn't have a license. So he can't drive.
Your Honor,
He was on charge of DUI.
yeah, the last case was over 20 years ago. I haven't had any problem since then, over 20 plus years. It's just
Oh,
a
2009. So, all right, I will obviously say, yeah, I'll do the 2,500 signature bond through the jail. And I will order no drugs, alcohol, weapons, or guns while on bond. Can only drive if you have a valid driver's license. And that's all I'll order for now. Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Who do we have next?
That's it, Your Honor. We have position number 7 is a waived appearance, and position number 4 is going to be a medical reset.
Okay, 4 reset. 7 waiver. All right,
Okay,
that
position
sounds
number
good.
7 is Kenneth Pack. Case number 24 CR 000040C. Charged with criminal trespass and also certain acts on a bus, rail station prohibited.
All right.
What was the
Pretrial?
last bond?
Oh, you mean the last case? That was
Yeah.
the 20, I think I did 2,500 SOB jail.
Okay. Yeah,
I
they
just
don't have any
assumed,
classes. I called to check.
yeah, I kind of assumed you didn't. I've never heard any. So I just said no driving unless he has a valid license.
Okay. Pat got 25. 2023 trespass, simple battery against police. Got an open criminal damage to property, 2nd degree. It's 23 CP 220146. Open trespass, 23 CR 006577C. That trespass and simple battery against police is 23 CR 006878C. On probation for simple assault and PI, 23 CR 002577C. On probation for ferry evasion and trespass, 23 CR 001837C. Yeah, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
All
Okay.
right.
Next.
Briefly, Your Honor, on the afternoon of January 2nd, the MARTA police observed Mr. Pack defecating behind the Wayside Gate at the MARTA Garnett Station. The Wayside Gate is an unauthorized area of the MARTA station. Additionally, Mr. Pack is permanently banned from all MARTA property. That ban was issued January 26th of 2023. The state is recommending a signature bond through the jail. Stay away from all MARTA locations in adherence to the bans. No drugs, weapons, or alcohol.
Okay. PV Cook.
Your Honor, we don't object to any of the recommendation.
Okay. I will order a 2,000 $2,000 SOB jail. It's 1,000 on each. Is that right, Miss Harley?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And obviously banned from MARTA permanently. So stay away from MARTA. You have a permanent ban. And no drugs, alcohol, weapons, or guns while on bond. And I guess that's it. Anything else, counsel?
Nothing else, Your Honor.
No.
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
Yeah, Mr. Graham, who are you? Where'd you come from? You must be new.
Yes, Your Honor, I am. I'm a recent bar passer here in Georgia.
Okay.
And, just getting started.
Just getting started? Well, you are getting dumped in, I tell you. If this is your first job getting started, congratulations on passing the bar.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yes. Where'd you go to law school?
I went to law school at John Marshall.
Okay. Okay. All right. Very good. Well, welcome aboard.
Thank
You'll
you.
never have a dull moment, and you'll never be bored because you'll always have work to do. That's for sure.
Yeah, most definitely. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. You're welcome. All right. Miss Holly's ready to do her thing.
Yes. Once again, the reset date for the SAP calendar is going to be January the 16th. Position number 1 is reset further notice with a $2,500 SOB through the jail. Position 2 is reset further notice with a $2,500 SOB through the jail. Position 3, reset further notice with a $1,500 SOB through the jail. Position number 4 is going to be reset to the SCA calendar for tomorrow. Position 5 is reset further notice with a $1,000 SOB through the jail. 6, reset further notice with a $2,500 SOB through the jail. 7, reset further notice with a total $2,000 SOB through the jail. 8, reset further notice with a $2,500 SOB through the jail. 9 is reset further notice with a $2,500 SOB through pretrial. 10, reset further notice with a $2,500 SOB through the jail. Position 11, reset further notice with a $8,000 SOB through pretrial. 12, reset further notice with a $2,500 SOB through the jail. On the add-on calendar, position number 1 is being reset further notice with a $2,500 SOB through the jail. And position 2, reset further notice with a $1,000 SOB through the jail.
What was number 10?
Number 10, one moment. Position number 2 is reset further notice with a $2,500 SOB through the jail. Are there any questions, comments, or otherwise?
And that was number 10, right?
Number
Yeah, because I
10,
think you
Robert
said I think you said 2. Yeah.
Okay.
Got it.
Are there
All
any
right.
others?
Sounds good.
If
I have
not,
a question.
yes.
I'm sorry. My name is Brian. I was sent here for a case that was supposed to be on, I thought, the docket here. And I don't know if I'm in the wrong place. It was for a Michael Gresham.
We heard that case, sir. Position, no, we did not. It's being medically reset till tomorrow. That case was
Okay,
not
that's for
heard.
tomorrow.
It will be on at 2:00 tomorrow.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you.
Anyone
All
else?
right.
If not, Your Honor, that's it.
Okay. I will get out of my car.
Okay, I'm getting ready to send these over to you right now.
Sounds good.
Okay,
All right. Thank you. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hi. Oh, I guess not. It's okay. I'm sorry. I